everybody, Selamat Hari Raya. It's still Hari Raya month lah, so we can still wish everybody a very Selamat Hari Raya. So today we are doing something really special. Now, the last time, hold on, let me just go down the volume here so that there's no feedback. Okay, so nice to meet you guys again. The last time we spoke
was like so long ago.
Yeah, quite some time back.
I think during Ramadan, that was the home.
Circuit breaker. We talked to HDBs.
Yeah.
So, okay. So the last time we met, I actually said that I want to speak to foreign workers because I want to know what's going on, like how are they feeling and everything. So today I feel very privileged because I have a social worker and also one of a foreign worker who'll be with me tonight, and we're going to chit chat with them a little bit. Now, but before we start, I want to say Selamat Datang and Selamat Hari Raya to everybody. I know our Hari Raya this time around is very, very sedih because we don't really get to visit our family members, but it's okay. It's all for the good, okay? Okay, so you ready?
Yes, I mean, if I may add, so very excited. I think from since back then when we were going through this circuit breaker and stuff like that. So we always wanted to find a foreign worker to talk to, but it's not easy, because of privacy issues and stuff like that. So very grateful that today we have this opportunity given to us to
Thank
speak.
you to We the Good.
Yeah, We the Good. Thank you so much. So anything else before we call?
Yeah, we can start really. Let's get right to it. First of all, we're going to invite Sam. Now, Sam is with HIA, which is Hope Initiative Alliance. Now, Sam is a social worker, and he's going to share with us because, guys, believe it or not, this man right here, he's got a heart of gold, okay? He actually has been there for all the foreign workers, and he actually gave out his number to a few thousands of them just because he wants them to be able to have somebody to call, to talk to. That's how beautiful this person is. Sam, hi Sam.
Hi Sam.
Hi Nurul, hi Sofian, how are you?
Hi, good.
To have me on your show. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for agreeing to be with us tonight. Okay, Sam, so before we start, maybe you want to share with us a little bit about what you do. What do you exactly do? What's your role?
Well, I'm the Vice President of Hope Initiative Alliance, and I'm also the Chairman of the Alliance of Guest Workers Outreach. The Alliance of Guest Workers Outreach is, in short, AGWO. It's an initiative of Hope Initiative Alliance. And so that is the main channel out of which we do all the migrant work, which we've been doing all the season. Yes.
And then, so what have you been doing for the past 2 or 3 months? I know that you've been helping the foreign workers a lot. So maybe you can share with us.
The Hope Initiative Alliance is an aggregator. So we basically work with a lot of agencies. So we have about 130 partners who have come on board. These are all practitioners who have been reaching out to migrant workers, to guest workers. And so how this whole thing started off was my president, his name is Reverend Ezekiel Tan. He's the president of Hope Initiative Alliance. He and me were having a discussion and saying, hey, let's do something meaningful for our brothers who are going through a very hard patch this COVID season. And so what better way to appreciate them and also to comfort them by giving them a good meal. And so we decided on Good Friday to give them a good meal. So we actually talked to our partners and we decided to feed 30,000 brothers one meal, just one meal. That's it, on Good Friday. And that was the initial idea. And on the eve, which was on Thursday night, I received a phone call from one of our partners saying that one of the bigger dormitories, the purpose-built dorm, a big dorm which had about 20,000 brothers, was all of a sudden a COVID zone and we couldn't enter, we can't give them food because right now they're all locked up within the dorm. And so on Good Friday itself, we actually gave food to about 9,218 brothers from about 113 smaller dorms. These are called factory converted dorms. And it was just one meal. And then we had a remaining 20,000 meals. And so because we are accountable to our partners, accountable to those who donated, we decided to actually give out the rest of the 20,000 meals over the next few days. So we thought it's going to be maybe 3-4 days, that's it. And so we decided also these 20,000 meals should go to those who are really in need. So we actually started going hunting for dormitories who had no access to food, who had no abilities to buy food or receive food. And so the next day we started feeding about 600 brothers. And within 2 weeks, we were hitting about 10,000 brothers. And now it's come to about 2 months. We've been journeying in this, from all the way from April till now. And it's really, unbelievable. I like to especially thank all the donors, the hundreds, in fact, the thousands of volunteers who have come to help us. And especially one of the most interesting thing about the feeding program was this, that during the Ramadan season, 2 days before Ramadan, we actually were talking and discussing with our friends, and they said, hey, what is your plan for Ramadan? We said, Ramadan, well, lunch and dinner, but our brothers are going to fast, right? So, oh my goodness, that was where we knew, hey, we had to do something. And so then we managed to get one of our partners, one of our caterers to prepare the sahur meal, which is at early morning at about 4 a.m., 4 a.m. And so we were giving out about 3,500 to almost 4,000 sahur meals every night. And then we had loads of volunteers because this caterer doesn't have a delivery service and it's too early for them to deliver anyway. So we got all our volunteers to come in their cars, collect the packets of food, load into the boots, and go down to these dormitories all over Singapore, delivering every night for one whole month. And through that, we made a lot of good friends. I mean, a lot of beautiful relationships were formed. A lot of brothers were very appreciative that now they could go through the fasting because they can have a good meal, and then they fast the day, and then they end the day by having a good meal at 6 p.m. at night or 7 p.m. at night. Yes.
That is so... Yeah. That's so sweet of you. Now, I also heard that when you first started, you gave your phone number to thousands of the foreign workers. Now, why did you do that?
Okay, as I mentioned, Alliance of Guest Workers Outreach is an aggregator. So we work with partners. So all our partners have contact numbers, hotline numbers. And so there was no need for AGW to have a contact number or hotline number for people because our partners are the ones who are doing the work. And so when I was walking through the dorms, asking them about needs, they were always asking, how do I contact you? And then I was thinking, hey, do I give it to this partner or do I give it to that partner? Who do I give it to? And they were always connected with me. So I felt that to immediately help them, I needed to give out my handphone number. And so without thinking, honestly speaking, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I just gave out my number. I said, hey, you call this number, And I mean, it started with 1, 2, 3 dorms, and then it started going to 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 dorms, and eventually numbers were going to thousands. And so
that's your personal number.
Personal number, and basically the thing is, I would say that my entire 24 hours evolved around these guys because they would call at 2 a.m. in the morning and ask me, sir, what are you doing? Because they can't sleep. I said, what do you think I'm doing at 2 a.m. in the morning? They said, no idea. So I said, I'm sleeping. Oh, sleeping. Can I talk to you? So we'll talk. Then they will share with me their worries, their concerns, their fears. And then during lunchtime, because we give 2 meals a day, lunch and dinner. So during lunch, they would call and say, sir, today the curry are not enough salt. Or we need the curry to be a bit more spicy. Or the fish was not too cooked. Not cooked to our liking. Right. I would have literally almost 1,000 feedbacks for lunch, 1,000 feedbacks for dinner.
How do you handle that, Sam? How do you handle that?
It was overwhelming. And so eventually we felt, okay, that was where my team came together. I have a wonderful team. And we felt, okay, right now I think let's have a hotline number. So we took one of our lines in our office and made it to a hotline number. And then eventually I had to tell the guy, say, okay, guys, instead of calling me, can you call this number? And so slowly they started to call the number. But because they love to get the direct access, they love to, to speak and to hear someone. And because I can speak a bit of simple Tamil, right? They are able to communicate with me in Tamil. And our Bangladeshi brothers can communicate with me in the simple English. And they feel comforted. And, to me, I'm very grateful for this opportunity to know so many brothers. I say that this is one of the most meaningful times in my life. Not just serving them, but getting to know them on a deeper level. That is, I think, an experience which money can buy and no experience can be gotten. So I think there's something good that came out from this pandemic.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Before this whole saga, this whole situation, you didn't have any contacts with foreign workers or any relations with them?
Actually, the thing is, I've been working with migrant workers or guest workers all my life. So my father was a migrant from Sri Lanka. And my father from Sri Lanka in the late 1960s, he was traveling from Sri Lanka to Medan, and then from Medan back to Sri Lanka. And via the Straits of Malacca, the ship he was on started to sink. And so the ship captain, whose name was Urella, is a Finnish captain, he said, get on this small boat, row to the island, and my father came to Singapore. And that's how I was born in Singapore. My father met my mother in Singapore. And so ever since my father came to Singapore in the late 1960s, he has been reaching out to the guest workers, especially the Tamil-speaking guest workers in the naval base area, reaching out to those in Sembawang shipyard, just being a comforting voice to them, going, listening to their stories, inviting them over to my home and giving them a meal, you know what I mean? Just being a family in Singapore for them. And growing up, I saw my father doing this on a daily basis. It's not something where he did when he was free, but something that was so much part of his life that it was an everyday routine. And growing up, I would say this, that there was on a daily basis no less than 5 brothers in our house. Just sharing with my father their joys, their pains, their struggles, their difficulties. The birth of their child, their anxiety at getting married. They just come to my house and talk to my father, and they will always end the day by having a meal. So my father is a person, he will never allow anyone to leave without having a good meal. So he will get my mom to prepare some good curry and sit down and they will eat a meal with us. And so growing up, I grew up with these brothers in our life on a daily basis. And
so I think it's been you've been doing it since, you saw your father doing it. So,
Yes. So it rubbed off on me. And I think in 2002 was when I fully, came into this arena, serving the brothers. And so we have been doing English classes, computer classes, financial management, helping them to, settle their legal issues, giving information, just befriending them. I think just being a brother, hearing their stories, trying to understand the game of cricket, which I don't understand till now. Just trying to figure out how, why must you use the bat and hit? Just speaking to them about the sport. It actually brought some deep, meaningful relationships, and that actually put me into this arena of working with our brothers.
Okay, I want to ask you. You're right now very close to most of them, and you told me that at first they don't really open up, and then now you guys are pretty close. So, and you actually shared with me a heartwarming story. So maybe you want to share with us, because when he told me the story, I almost teared. He's so sweet. How much these foreign workers actually appreciate Sam. You want to share with us the story?
Yeah. The thing is, many of times the barrier is misconceptions. The misconceptions that we Singaporeans have, and also the misconceptions that the guest worker has against us. And I think when the barriers are drawn down, they tend to open up and to trust you and to even care for you. So one of the days, one afternoon, I was delivering lunch. And on that morning when I woke up, I had severe gout, the swelling of the feet. And I could hardly even put my leg down, but I had to deliver food because that was my commitment. And so I got into my car. I drove down to this place in Tuas. I parked my car and I put my leg down slowly, and I slowly got out from the car. It was just opposite the gate of the dormitory. And as I slowly opened my car door and I put my leg down, these guys were watching me and saying, "Hi, sir, how are you?" And as they started seeing me hobbling towards the dorm, in fact, there were 2 guys who jumped over the gate of the dorm and ran towards me. And then the others actually just came out and they all came around me. 2 guys picked up the packets of food I was carrying. Another guy took a chair. I have no idea where he got the chair from. He put a chair in the middle of the road and said, "Sir, sit down." And then they made me sit down. And within, I think, a minute or two, another guy comes from the dorm with a small a bowl of warm oil. And then he goes down to my feet. He takes off my shoe and he starts applying this warm oil and rubbing my feet. And I'm here shocked. I just knew these guys for a couple of weeks and in fact, not in a very deep level, just, hi, bye, give them food, just talk to them. But now these guys are rubbing my legs, they are rubbing my feet. And to me, that was, I think, one of the most incredible stories I will never forget for the rest of my life. The love and the care that they have for us.
Yeah.
And today,
it's because of what you did for them, I believe, Sam, because that's how much they appreciate you, they're so worried about you when they saw you, trying to walk to them and all that. I find that so sweet. I mean, for them to actually run, and I know that you guys are not allowed to go into the dorm.
We can't go into the dormitories. Yes. So everything is done at the gate of the dormitories. And so to me, it was a surprise because they're willing to risk themselves by coming out and just to pour that love, to show that love. And I can tell you this, that most of our brothers are loving and they actually care for us Singaporeans. They're very grateful for all that all Singaporeans have done. I know of many of our brothers who have actually put the Singapore flag on their WhatsApp's photo because they love Singapore. I know of one brother who has actually said that he would like to be in Singapore forever and give back to the country because they have helped him so much. I mean, the gratitude that these brothers have towards our government and towards Singaporeans who have contributed, I'm telling you, they are grateful. They're really grateful. Yeah.
That is nice. Okay, so actually tonight we want to talk about how the people who are watching, they can adopt a dorm. So you want to tell us a little bit about how they can do that? Now, I believe that if you adopt a dorm, it doesn't mean that you have to take care of everything in the dorm, but you can also just be there for them, as in like what you did, like to be able to answer their questions, and you can also donate, right? So what are the types of commitment that they're going to have to give if they adopt a dorm?
So this Adopt a Dorm initiative, it actually came out when one volunteer, one brother, he's a banker. And one day he calls me and says, Sam, I want to give some food to some brothers and I want to feed about 400 brothers. And so I channeled him to a dorm and he started providing food for them, paying for the food for them. And he said he felt good. And this was the story. He said, I spend about few $100s a night on a bottle of alcohol and it brings me no joy. But seeing these brothers eating that food and the joy in their face brings me joy that no one can give. And he started doing this for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Ended up, he started feeding them for almost a month and a half by himself, getting his relations, his family, his friends to contribute. And not only that, he also bought for them dry rations, bought for them small gifts, and he would actually communicate with them. And this was something that struck me that, hey, this is something that everyone can do. I mean, not just a few. And so we started introducing this program called Adopt a Dorm, where we want Singaporeans to connect with the dormitories. Of course, now you can't go to the dorms physically because it's not safe, but you can actually communicate with them over the phone. And so we will link you up with different dormitories, with guest workers. I think the greatest need they have, it is not money, it's not food, but it's more of just a comforting ear to hear them out, to hear their sorrows, to hear their struggles, to understand, the situations that they're going through, and to just say a few comforting words. And this, to them, it's so valuable. And I think this is one way that every Singaporean can contribute by just connecting with a guest worker. I would go as far as say, not just adopt a dorm, maybe adopt a guest worker. And just say, hey, I'm going to befriend you. I'm going to be your buddy from now. You can come to my house after all of this is over. You can come and have a nasi goreng with me. You can come and play with my kids. You can come and watch a nice movie with me. And I think building that friendship. Imagine this. I mean, I grew up in a kampong. And in that kampong, I remember that you were everyone's child. You can go into any home and every mother will treat you as their own child. They would feed you. They would pull your ear. They would give you lectures. Every mother. And I think that this is something that we can do by inviting guest workers into our lives, into our homes, into our kampongs, and say, hey, you are part of Singapore, and we appreciate you, we honor you, and we thank you for building Singapore. I think that is the primary objective of Adopt a Dorm. Mm-hmm. Apart from this, is also showing care. I think right now we have a pool of volunteers, about 60 organizations who have come to adopt the dorms. We have about almost 300 dorms on our site. And we have about 140 more dorms that need to be adopted. We are using volunteers right now, but it would be good if Singaporeans can come alongside and say, hey, I would like to connect with a guest worker. I would like to be their friend. I would like to speak with them, maybe on a once a week or twice a week basis, and eventually build relationship. I think that is how you can adopt a dorm. And some of the things that you can do is, as I mentioned, you can actually after all this is over, the COVID season is over, you can actually buy some snacks, make a pot of coffee or tea, put it into your back of your car, drive down to the dormitories and then just give them some teh tarik, sit down there and just talk to them.
It can be a simple, like it can be like ice cream, right? I mean, it will definitely cheer them up, right?
Yep. Small acts of kindness leads to a mountain of good. So I believe that anyone and everyone can do something small to cheer up these brothers in the dorm. And I mean, some of them are isolated in different areas of Singapore, like Tuas, Sungai Gadok. They're just away from the public. But I think that we can go to them, and eventually in the future, we can even bring them into our homes, bring them into our families. We can even play football with them on a weekend. We can go to the beach with them, invite them into our family picnics. And I mean, just getting connected with them. I think that is the most meaningful part of a dorm. And
okay, how do they go about it? Like, I see some people, there are some comments, people are saying like, where can I get more information to contribute food or drinks to the brothers?
Wonderful. So we have a website, and that is www.hia.sg/guest workers with the S. Guest workers, GUEST workers with the S. So if you log on to the website, you would see all our information, how much of food we have given, 700 over 1,000 packets of food from April till now. And not just food, we also give dry rations like, biscuits, potato chips, soft drinks, hygiene items, like shaving cream, shavers. So you can contribute in any way. So we encourage you to call our hotline. We have a physical hotline they can call, which is 6304 3486. 6304 3486. They can call this number and just mention, I would like to volunteer, and they will be linked up with our volunteer management team who will actually guide them in the different areas. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'll see how I can pin that.
Sure.
Get my producers to do it. Producers. I don't know when behind the scene. Okay, let me see if they can pin that for you guys. But if you guys want more information, you can also go to HIA Instagram, HIA.sg. Okay, the information is also there. Now, right now, I'm sure a lot of people are excited because we're going to be speaking to a foreign worker. Jing, jing, jing. Now, he's at the dormitory right now, but we cannot reveal which dormitory he's at. Okay, he's very handsome. Okay, don't mistake him for Shah Rukh Khan. Okay, he's smiling right now. He's better than Shah Rukh Khan. Okay. Okay, let's welcome Sajal Alamin. Applause. Hi, Sajal Alamin. So, do I address you Alamin? Can you hear me?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Oh, okay, sorry. So, do I call you Sajal or do I call you Alamin? Can you hear me?
Sajal is better.
Sajal.
Yeah, Sajal.
Sajal is better.
Yeah.
Okay, hi.
They'll ask me all this Sajal.
Okay.
They all call me Sajal.
They all call you Sajal. Okay, I'll call you Sajal then. Okay, first of all, Sajal, how are you? I want to know how you are feeling right now in the middle of this whole pandemic. What is the situation or the condition where you are staying now? How is it like?
Now I really feeling something heart pain. I listen my brother Sam share some. That one really is I can't share my feeling. That one really is as a foreign worker must be cry for this. I myself working in Singapore 10 years.
You're breaking up, Sajal.
I think maybe here you have to be a bit nearer to it.
Okay. Now can you?
Yes. Okay, yeah.
I say that I working in Singapore 10 years. Even one Singaporean or even one man also never talk like that. They want to share their feelings. They want to take our feelings. They think that we are their family members. Thing is that we are thinking that we are nothing, just foreigner worker, just come for them.
Okay, I'm losing you again, Sajal. Maybe can you look down a little bit?
I think
because when you look up, I totally lost your voice.
Because
Are you crying? Oh dear.
Because it's really, we are thinking that we are only for them like workers, not like our brothers. But when I listen, they also thinking for us is a lot of things. I can't stop my eyes because 10 years I working in Singapore, I have a routine. Every day wake up, same time, go work, come back, same time, sleep, same time, then again go. Same. But when the lockdown start, we are really like a jail. We cannot talk full time to our family. We cannot go nearby our friend to make a meeting and make a gambling or make something talking each other. Cannot go near. Cannot go with any friend. Cannot do anything. Just whole day sitting on the bed. You really that one is a very hard. You know that waiting time cannot go very fast one. We are now waiting when open gate for us. When open gate for us, we are stuck. Uh, you just imagine 24 hours, one man alone, or, thinking two men inside one room, but cannot go each other talk, cannot go nearby, just far one room. It's very hard pain one, very hard pain one.
So let me just summarize. So what you're trying to say is that ever since the lockdown, you feel like you are in a prison because you can't move around, you can't talk to your friends. Am I right? Is that what you were trying to say? Because I lost you sometimes. Is that correct? Can you hear me? Oh, I think he muted himself. Sajal? Sajal? I think he's okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I am trying to say is that one because like Sam, my brother say we if they don't cannot give us to food, just give us some time from their life, like
Right.
come and talk to us, share our time. That one time we can go without this thing. We are like nothing to do, always sleep, nothing to do, always sleep. That is tensionable. Too much pressure.
Too much pressure.
It's like headache, thinking what happened after, like bad thing, always coming the worry thing. There's nothing to do. So this is our mostly in problem now.
Okay.
Our times.
Sajal, before we continue, I want to, because I understand that before the Ministry of Manpower came to help out, you were one of them who had to sleep outside the dormitory. Am I right? And we have pictures actually that we want to show you guys. 16 of you had to sleep outside the dormitory before MOM actually came to help them out. Can we take a look at the picture? Let me just pull out the picture and I can share with you guys how they actually slept outside the dormitory. Okay, yeah, there it is. That's how it looked like. This is outside the dormitory, guys. Yes. When I saw it, I feel, yeah. Okay, that's how it looked like. Okay, thank you. So, Sajal, there are 16 of you sleeping outside like that. For how long? How long were you sleeping like that?
14 days.
40 days?
14 days.
14.
40.
Then next time they come again extend on for total is 28 days. Is management first. The management put us to outside because inside is too messy. They already MOM or anybody come, then they got pressure because they don't allow to manpower so much. So they added for us to outside something to cover up. Then when I go outside, you know, it's very hard to share sometimes. Night time, rainy time, I can't sleep. I must have to pick up and listen. Then it's very hard. I cannot share this thing with my family also. After they also buy. Then
Sajal, I can't hear you. I can't hear you clearly.
sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Because until today I cannot share this thing too. I cannot share my family also after they got tension.
Okay. Now
Because
it's
I'm
better,
the
right? Sajal, now it's better, right? I mean, after the Ministry of Manpower needs help,
yeah,
you guys now have a proper place to sleep in. Am I right?
this one I first say thanks to our Sam brother because this thing I shared our Sam brother because when they come every day that time they start to come give us the food.
Right.
Then they tell us that you didn't inform any M1 officer you or your M1 officer come here inspect or anything do they all. I said no, they all haven't come. Then they say you must they all come. You must have to speak them. Speak them. Then I tell that we are scared. You know, we are scared. Our owner or our employee then complain them. Then they got
Complaint, yeah.
they got not happy. So they said this one nothing. They must have to add something for your good. This one is they give me don't worry. This is the rules. You must have to go talk because when you are problem, you must have to talk. You don't talk, nobody will know. Then the amount of officer one day will become inspect our country. Then we will share the thing. We can't speak here. Too much mosquito, you know, sister out there. There are too many mosquito like that. Wow.
My gosh.
Now my body down already. The mosquito when push the our body, the mosquito, they like a pimple, body become a pimple already.
Ah,
Mosquito when they beat us, the body become a pimple.
no,
Then we are sharing the MO officer this thing, and they uh, suddenly, not in 24 hours, he take suddenly action to the dormitory people. Then they give us to go second story
uh-huh.
with that.
Okay, let me show you guys how it look like. Let me pull up the picture of how their sleeping arrangement is right now. It's a lot better. So I'm very happy for them. Let's see the picture. Let me just pull it out for a bit, okay? So now you are comfortable with where you're sleeping?
Yeah, it's very good. Now I sleeping the place. I must say I don't know. I don't have any word to say the Singaporean
It's
brothers.
okay.
I don't have.
Yeah, it looks a lot better. I mean, of course, when you're indoors, you cannot compare to sleeping outdoors, right? Thank you so much for this picture. Okay, so now it's more comfortable for you, Sajal. Now I want to ask you, Sajal, what do you look forward to after all this is over?
Actually, mostly after this thing finish, I must have to. I really myself. I want to meet those people helping us now. I myself. I want to meet them because they helping us when we have a problem. So I must have to go in front of them. I must say, I must nothing to say. I must have to give them a salute like a police,
Who wait?
like
Who do you want to do that to?
I must handshake. I want to be handshake my Sam brother because he got every day come here, but I can't handshake with him, no. Because
Sam, huh?
it's,
You're gonna give your Sam a very big hug, is it?
yeah, I want, but now I cannot do this. That's
Now
why
you can.
that's why I want to be finished. Then I want to meet them. Then that day I got very happy for. I want to enjoy with them our freedom day, like our freedom day.
Freedom Day, yeah?
Freedom Day. We are all waiting for that, of course. And okay, so Sajal, do you have? Are you married? Do you have children?
Yeah, I have two children. I'm married. Two also son.
Uh-huh.
I have one younger son, is 7 now, and first son is 5 years old.
Right. So when was the last time you saw your family?
One very very painful. So 1 year 6 months, like 1.5 years.
1 year, 6 months ago. So you haven't met your baby because your baby is 7 months old. You haven't met your baby.
Oh, the younger baby I haven't seen in front myself, or I haven't or I every day see him. I want to catch his cheeks. He call like wow 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 wow. He cannot talk nicely. I this time really a baby cute. You know. They inside the phone, he want to play with me, but I I I just hide the camera because I'm not a good father because
No, don't say that. No, you have been working in Singapore for 10 years. You said, right? So you've been earning for your family. So you are a great father, Sajal. Please don't say that. Honestly.
but I don't know after this happening now COVID-19 was the thing. The whole world we know the news, the economy will be down. Then if our better than our the bigger people who do the business run, who do the we are working under who? If this guy cannot suffering, then how our life, how I can give my son a good life? Because we are dependable our boss. Our boss don't have anything. Then how we are? After this thing also I got this because I don't know after this how going on the website.
Well, we all hope that everything will get better. Of course, everything will go back to normal, and I hope that you can go back and see your family soon. Do you go back regularly, like every 1 year or every 2 years? Do you go home to see your family?
When my first son born, after I go every year. Before I didn't. After son I go every year. Because my son always asking me, Papa when you come, Papa when you come. That's why that day I go. Every year his birthday. When his birthday comes, because we foreigner workers we can choose one time to go back home.
Ah,
Without any emergency. If got emergency was we all have to go back. But without any emergency, we can choose every year for holiday one time. That is reasonable.
okay. So, Sajal, how do you feel about what Singaporeans have done for foreign workers?
I for this I must say them this one for this I must say them like really really no word to say them
No words to say.
no word to say
Oh,
it's like
Oh,
that
that's so sweet.
no word to say
really?
nothing to say them without them we are zero.
That means a lot.
Yeah.
I think, because there are a few people out there who's donated, who's contributed to the foreign workers, hoping that they will make things a little bit better for you guys. But I think the Singaporeans out there, they want to know what you guys feel when they actually go out and help you guys out. So maybe you can say something to those Singaporeans who actually went out to help you. You want to say something to them?
uh I say that before we are thinking about them, we are some distance. Now on this time, this distance are no more. This distance are no more because they now connected to our heart.
Oh,
They thinking they not thinking by heart. They thinking by mind. They want to come for everything. Because on this time nobody have a good time. Anybody they also suffer. On this suffering time they are come and helping us. This is the great thing. They like they have one box of food. This box food they say okay I half share my brother half I eat. Like that they think they are they are great. They are great and I don't know. So many Singaporean, my brother, my uncle, like who are age, like age. My uncle, my brother, my grandpa, like their age. So many people I don't know. They all helping us to buy Sam brother to buy. So many people. It's we are don't know them also. Really, they are don't know us also. It's so
yeah.
they helping us. So how can I just say them? They are my grandmother. They are my grandfather. They are my brother. They are our everything. On the Singapore, they are my family.
Thank
I now I have a family who can take care of me, who are sharing my bad side, enjoying my good side. I'm 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 great. I'm great to work. I'm feeling great to work in Singapore. Really, I appreciate.
not only that, Sajal, you also need to know that you helped Singapore a lot. I mean, you guys contributed to the building of Singapore. You guys built Singapore, and we are also very, very appreciative of that. So I think it's only right that Singaporeans come forward and help you guys because you guys are here in our home and we don't want to leave you guys out. We want to help as much as we can. And that is why I want the people who are watching to come forward and adopt a dog. It's really not difficult. You know, you can just be contributing food. You are actually already adopting a dog. You know, you can be making donations. You're already adopting a dom. So when we say adopt a dom, it's not that you have to be there. You can't even be at the dormitories, right, Sam? You're not allowed to be at the dormitories, right?
I go to dormitories.
Yeah. So it's really simple. And if you feel like you want to help out, you just go to hia.sg. I believe I'll put up the details once I'm done with my live session here. Okay, Sajal, before you say bye-bye, do you want to say anything else to the people who are watching?
Yeah, I just say them to you are like God. God loves to give us. The God love comes to by you all for us. That's what the God love for us. So I want to keep this love until I die for myself. And I say that I want to say I love Singaporean. I love Singapore. I want to work in Singapore how long I can.
Oh, you're so sweet, Sajal. That means you're going to have to work in Singapore for another 40 years, okay? Is it okay? 40 years
Yeah,
more?
yeah, can.
Can.
Yeah.
Okay, Sajal, thank you so much once again for being with us. Keep safe, and I really hope everything will be okay very soon and you get to hug Samuel, okay?
Thank you, Sajal.
Thank you, Sajal. Bye. Okay, Samuel, before we wrap up, is there anything you want to say? Maybe to the people who are watching who right now feel, I can see a lot of people are saying, you know, they are very grateful for Sajal. They're saying thank you to Sajal. They are also asking questions on how they can contribute. So maybe some last words you want to say, Samuel?
I think we have to all understand that the common sentiment from majority of our brothers is they're grateful. Every brother is grateful to all of you for your generosity, for your care for them, for the prayers you have rendered for them, you know, and especially for our government. There's something that I want all of you to know, that our government contrary for what other people say, they have done a phenomenal work. I'm telling you this, they are really outstanding. And because I'm on the ground every single day, I'm in the dorms every single day, I can tell you this, that MOM and our government have stepped in and they have really brought a difference in these dorms. We are seeing many of the guest workers have seen changes within the dorms. They have seen a better life right now. And especially with many Singaporeans coming in, connecting with them through the WhatsApp, through the phones, they feel loved. They feel that they have a family. As Sajal said, they feel they have a family now in Singapore. And I think that this is the true meaning of Singapore, because Singapore is one family. And I think that everyone on this land is a family and you can invite them into your lives. One of the things I want to share with you is that our brothers, they love WhatsApp video calls. And if you're willing to open up your hearts, your lives, and just let them, see you and talk to you, they will really appreciate that. They love to see and talk. And if you have kids, they love that even more. They will talk to your kids, They love to get to know you on a deeper level. And I think that can build a really meaningful relationship. And there are simple things, as I mentioned to you, simple things you can do. If you can't go to the dorms, what you can do is walk around. If you stay in the HDB area, walk around, to maybe the dustbin area. They have our Bangladeshi brothers who are there taking care of the whole place. We have the cleaners who are there. Go and just say thank you. Thank you for taking care. Thank you for serving this country. Maybe get your kids to do a simple card. Say, uncle, thank you, and give them that card, or give them a drink, or buy them a simple meal. And I'm telling you, all these small gestures will build a deep relationship. And I'm telling you this, that they will never forget you for the rest of their life. Because the thing is this, we care. Singapore is a caring and a kind society. And I think it's just the misconceptions that has been there in our minds, that need to be torn down. And let's just take a step of action of showing simple love and gratitude to them. I think this is something that we all can do together as Singaporeans.
Right. And I also want to share a little bit, like we mentioned just now, it can be like the littlest things, like ice cream, for example. You just send ice cream to these dormitories, it'll make their day. These little things that we do.
Yeah. So I think probably some, when they hear adopt a dorm, some may say, oh, it's probably a commitment that they may not be able to, to commit to. So, but I think from today's session, we know that, even the smallest thing, I think, will go a long way. So I think check the website out, the Instagram page, and then you can just share, to your limit. Don't have to really commit yourself and be there all the time. The little thing will matter.
Yes. And thank you so much, Sam, for everything that you've done. I think you really have a heart of gold. It's really so sweet of you to be there for our brothers, our foreign workers. So thank you so very much.
Thank you. It's a joy serving our brothers.
Thank you. And also I want to thank We The Good for linking us up. That's why I'll be able to talk to Sam and also Sajal. So thank you so much, We The Good. Now, for more information, you guys can go to hia.sg. That's the Instagram page. And I think I'll upload an Instagram story with the details on how you guys can actually adopt a dorm. Okay? All right. Thank you so much for watching. That's all from me and my husband. We'll see you guys again next time. Bye.
Bye.